This is Les. I'm coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona for Worldwide Good News. And I'd like to speak today an opening chapter on a topic that is just begging to be covered for me. I'm watching Oprah and Eckhart Tolle, and I was listening to Martin this morning on his Worldwide Good News video that he did, and it just kind of crystallized for me. There's actually a place where we have an attitude in our interactions with the energies and emotionalities, and it's that attitude that can make all the difference. And that attitude is generated actually from the time we sit in. So last night as I watched Oprah and Eckhart, they were speaking, his new series of The New Earth, What's Awakening in Your Life Purpose. You have to keep coming back to the now, to be in the moment, to interact with it. And what I see is, as we do the positivity, negativity, that all exists for a part of ourselves called the ego. And the ego cannot exist in the now. Actually, has no liking whatsoever for it. But who we are, our higher self, just thrives in that place called now. And as we go through life and look at the positivities and negativities as those teachers or tyrants, depending on how that attitude is, show up for us, and what I'm speaking to are those things called fear, doubt, shame, blame, any of those emotional triggers that we have. If you look, none of them exist in the moment. They are all rooted in your past, and that's where the triggers sit. And quite often as you're out there and you're doing one of those things, be it anger or fear or doubt, something's triggered it, something that looks like something that happened before, and you get pulled into it, and there's a place where you can stop right then and there. You can willfully take it to a positive, step over it, versus a negative, but you're still engaging ego. There's another possibility, and this is what I spoke to before about bringing possibility in here. What if you came into the now? Just kind of like get connected to your breath, get present to the moment, and embrace that energy that exists there, and accept it, and take it further, and get to know what it really is. I want to give you an example that I've experienced many times, and it really helps me to empower myself. There's this little thing that I did much in my earlier life. I still do it from time to time. Still a work in progress, always. But there's this thing I did called anger. And anger, always, if you hold the attitude, is in your passion. Anger's kind of a twisting of it. Tweaking tends to not be a positive energy of it, but it is always an expression of love and compassion. Because in point of fact, were that not true, you would not be in anger. Where you would be is in apathy. You wouldn't care. So it's only in your caring about something that anger can arise. And if you realize, step into that now, get in the moment and say, hey, this anger showing up there. What's it covering up? What's underneath that anger for me this moment? Is it really that I have a passion for something and it's been a little thwarted? So now I can look at that and say, well, how can I now adjust my intention with that subject to empower that passion that really exists in me and to honor it, and to say, hey, anger, teach me how to grow and how to get where it is exactly I want to go. So the anger itself is actually a signpost pointing to the outer limits, to the possibilities, to the beyond that's not yet imagined. Now there are many of those, and I'd like to make this a series because there's a number of those energies that we engage every day. One of my favorites that I played with is fear. And for me, fear has become a teacher and actually stepped even a little beyond that and become an ally. Because at this point in time, fear not only points, to that stuff inside of me, it actually points to me those places where I need to go work to do my growth, to step into the possibility that I am. So I'd like to do, a session on each of those energies and talk about them a bit and hold them in that place of possibility to get beyond that duality, that up, down, back, forth, duality, light, dark, and bring it into now, right in this moment. What is this that I'm feeling? And in its feeling, in that knowing that because it's present for me right now, that connection that I have with Spirit can teach me to use that for that very thing that could have been a negative, because I'm holding this attitude, impossibility, that I can bring forth the magic every time, be guided perfectly, so that there really is no issue of positive negative, because it is all going to get to where it's going. I look forward to more, and I hope you do too. This is Les from Phoenix for Worldwide Good News.